guys, this is just a short video to show you what we're going to do this week, as well as to help you out with the web quest. I introduced this assignment before spring break. It is due on Wednesday in Google Classroom. Make sure that you upload it to Google Classroom and not email or upload it to Drive or do it to Remind. It's really hard to keep track of the assignment, so do it in Google Classroom. On Monday at 10 a.m., I'm going to post Outsider's Anticipation Guide assignment. You have all week to get it done. It's due officially on Friday. This is just a Google Forms assignment, so check it out. Super excited that we're going to start The Outsiders. I will upload an electronic copy of the book on Friday. It will be on the home page in Google Classroom. If you want to have a hard copy of the book, I can have one for you. They have a couple days where you can pick up assignments at Great Falls High. So let me know and I'll make sure you get a book. I'm also going to upload on Tuesday the weekly chapter reading questions. This week we have chapters 1 and 2. It's about 36 pages. You have between Tuesday and Friday to get that done. Then you upload the questions to Google Classroom. I'm also going to post on Friday an easy weekly reading quiz. This is no more than 5 questions, so I'll do this on Friday, and you have until Sunday to get that done. Okay. WebQuest. This one, Susan Hinton grew up in, this is the first page. Susan Hinton, that's the author, she grew up in Tulsa, Oklahoma. She loved to read. What did she love to read? Anything. But she wasn't satisfied with young adult novels of that time period. She started writing The Outsiders at 15 after one of her friends got jumped by a Soch group. She wrote the story from a male perspective. Why? Because that was her reality. She was a tomboy and most of her friends were boys. Hinton, after she finished the novel, used her initials because she didn't want to lose herself in the fame. Didn't want to lose herself in the fame, and she wanted to keep her private and public life separate. One of the sources that I looked up said that she also worried about being published as a woman, so she wanted to make herself androgynous and more like a man if she had just her initials instead of Susan Hinton. One thing that's super cool about having a young author, she was more concerned about the characterization and the plot than trying to make money off of the book. She immersed herself in a story based on her own friends and her own reality. After the book came out in 1967, she had a hard time with the popularity. She was just a teenager, so much so that she had a 3-year writing block. Her second book was That Was Then, This Is Now. The movie came out in 1983. This was super popular. What does this mean? This shows that this story is timeless in any decade. Now, the next section is Oklahoma. I went through and looked at the sources that we had, and you'll be able to answer all of the questions. You do have to search a little bit, but everything's in there. The next one has to do with 1960s. This People's History, super good site. You can use anything from 1960 to 1969, and it breaks it down very well for you. So the first question, you just had to name some things in pop culture. You can find that in this little, in this site. I think the first question was what was happening in government. You had JFK, he had his second term. We also had the Cuban Missile Crisis. He sent 3,500 troops to Vietnam. This was the start of the Vietnam War. We also had the Civil Rights Movement. Martin Luther King Jr. was a big figure in that movement. Significant social cultural accomplishments. Well, some things that were happening, and it did impact the world, was the assassination in that decade of John F. Kennedy, as well as Martin Luther King Jr. I don't know if I talked about him doing the I Have a Dream speech, but that is also a very significant thing in that time period. Peace Corps started. Walmart had their first store. With the Vietnam War, there was also protests back home, so that was a significant detail. Paul Newman, who is the favorite actor of Ponyboy, he did such movies as The Hustler, Cool Hand Luke, Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid, HUD. What was he known for? He was known for his blue eyes. Elvis Presley, what was he known as? The King. And this one you can, Wikipedia, I think in like the first paragraph tells you why this is the King. He also has a significant amount of interesting facts. He was a colorful character. He was a mama's boy, so much so that he named his estate after her, Graceland. He also signed up in the Army in 1957. The guy was a gazillionaire, popular, and he felt the need to serve his country. He also ate deep-fried peanut butter and banana sandwiches. The Beatles were a popular group of that time and a popular group of the Socias. Two surviving members, Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr. Wikipedia also has all the rest of that information. A couple of these questions have you take your own reality or what's happening today, couple it with the information from the WebQuest. Do the best job you can. I'll give you credit for all of it. I'm just looking for you to make a connection between the information and your own life. Any questions, please let me know. If this is unclear, then say, I just don't get it. And you guys know I will be right back with hopefully an answer to the question. All right, you guys have a good week.